Hello everyone, this is RJ Zoha from Fever 91.9 FM and I have with me somebody very special. He is Dr. Mohammad Atikul Rahman from Virinchi Hospital in Hyderabad. He is a consultant interventional neurologist and a stroke specialist. Hi sir, welcome to this chat and thank you so much for taking some time off and doing this.
Hi everybody. I'm thankful for the RJ and then I welcome the audience, and it is good to be getting into the awareness program for the people for the stroke.
Yes, absolutely. And stroke is an illness, that can happen to anyone, anywhere, regardless of any odds, right? So that is why it is super crucial to actually, get immediate medical attention to a patient who's suffering from stroke. Otherwise, it could lead to some very serious problems. It could also even lead to premature death, which is something very serious. And that is why it is very important to know about it. So, sir, can you actually go ahead and tell us what is a brain stroke, first of all, and how severe is this disease?
This brain stroke is very important to understand and get awareness for the people, because it is the leading cause for the disability and also the deaths in India and all over the world. This is the very important, because it will become, it has lead to the disabled life throughout once you suffer. So we have to be very aggressively recognizing the things and also making the people to aware of the things. So the important thing is the stroke is a major health burden to the India, because most of the people who doesn't recognize the stroke symptoms, or they are not able to get the treatment at the proper time, then it may lead to the lifelong disability, and most of the disability people leads to have a long term not a good life. Along with the deaths are also very high in these cases. So it is a very huge burden in India.
Okay, all right. So if somebody is having a stroke, right, how do we identify it? How do we recognize it? Because it may happen very suddenly. So how do you recognize it, and what are the symptoms of a stroke?
Stroke is basically a sudden reduction in the blood circulation to the part of the brain, and then leading to the brain cell death, and that is leading to the symptoms. Like once the brain cells die, the area which part of the brain is getting affected with the clots, it represents in that way. Like if you the area in the brain which controls the eye function, your vision will be lost. If the area which controls the face, then that will be the affected. So usually the area of the brain which is getting the affected will have this kind of presentations. So normally for the layman or the public who are able to have a common understanding or easy understanding, then it means that they have to remember fast. F is for facial weakness. That most of the time there is a drooping of the face, like it will be like a drooping of the face. So this is the facial weakness for the F. A for the arm weakness. Whenever you see the patient, they will be having arm weakness. You ask them to stretch the hands, and then they drooping of the hand. Then the hand weakness will be there. We ask people to stretch the hand in front of the chest. Most of the time, we recognize the people in the offices, in some of the people in the home, and all these things. We ask that whether how is his face, how is his hands after stretching. So arm stretching. For the face weakness, A for the arm stretching, and yes for the speech. Speech is whenever there are two types of problem. Sometimes they will not understand anything, and sometimes they will understand, but they are not able to get the output of the speech. So there is a two type of problem. So this is the speech. And the last component of the fast, F, A, I told you, S, I told you, and T. The T is the time. Time is very important in the patients with the stroke. The early you reach to the medical attention, the more you will be benefited and more disability will be prevented. So time of onset to the attending the hospital or attending the medical attention is very important. So each minute will be losing, the millions of neurons are lost. Millions of brain cells will be getting death. So it is very important for the time to be noted for these things. So fast. Commonly, people should remember they're fast, facial weakness, arm weakness, speech problem, and time. Very important.
Very important. Okay, I think this is a very useful piece of information because it could actually, help save a life. Anybody who is watching this could, maybe in the future, if they recognize these symptoms, they may be able to help that person out. So it is a very, very, informative tip that you have given. Fast is what we need to remember. And, how can a stroke be prevented?
So there is very important thing that there is a things like a primary prevention, and then there is a secondary prevention. In primary prevention, you have to have a healthy food habits. You have to take care about lifestyle, like doing the physical exercise. And also you have to quitting the smoking or any habits which is having that in the brain circulation there is a problem. That is a quitting the smoking is very important. And taking care of the blood pressures, taking care of the blood sugars. These are the modifiable factors which will prevent. The primary prevention is very important because 80% of the stroke can be prevented by these things.
Okay. Okay, all right. So basically, making healthy choices in life, having a healthy lifestyle, at least to an extent. Of course, we cannot completely say no to, say biryani or burgers or pizzas, but we can have it once in a while. So that's what you're saying.
Actually, lifestyle is very important.
Yeah. So, don't have it.
Do the exercises.
Yeah, exercise. I think that's very important. Exercising actually keeps you very healthy. Yeah. But sir, coming to treatment options, right? What are the different treatment options that are available for a stroke?
It's a very important thing is that whenever somebody recognizes the stroke, they have to reach to the hospital where the facility is available.
Okay.
The thing is, if they reach to the hospital where the facility is not available, then it becomes a more delay in the treatment, and there will be more disability or morbidity will be there, and the treatment will be getting delayed and millions of cells will be getting died.
Okay.
The first part of the treatment is we will be giving the clot busting therapy. Clot busting is intravenous therapy is there, and it can be given within 4.5 hours. If the patient reaches from the time of start of the symptoms to the hospital, if it is 4.5 hours, then we do the therapy called as a clot busting therapy, and that can be given through the IV.
Okay.
The other part of the treatment is if the patient is not able to reach to the hospital within 4.5 hours, if it is getting delayed, there is one more of therapy that we call as mechanical thrombectomy, which I usually do it. In the mechanical thrombectomy, it's done from 4.5 hours to 24 hours.
All right.
The most important thing, we are trying to revascularize the brain. We are able to open the vessel which is getting clotted the vessel, and we are able to open the vessel. And it is a very procedure which is having we'll go from the leg artery or the hand artery, and then we will reach to the brain arteries. We'll sneak to the brain, very small brain arteries, and then we will put one device that will retrieve the clot, and we'll hold the clot in that, and then we'll retrieve it. We'll take it out. That is called stent retriever. So we will be putting the stent retriever into the brain artery, and then we are pulling it out to that. So it is a very technically skilled and challenging things, but the improvement in the patients is from 50% to 80% will be having no disability once they get the revascularization. So the conditions for this is if the patient comes 4.5 hours, after 4.5 hours, and there is a large vessel occlusion. That is that you are seeing in background of my screen. There is a large artery and it is getting narrowed down. So if these arteries are narrowed down, then we will be big arteries of the brain. That if it is getting narrowed down, then we have to do that procedure with some more investigation are needed before that.
Okay, all right, okay. But when you were mentioning the treatment options, you actually said a lot about these timings, right? So why is there, when we talk about a stroke, why is there so much discussion about time?
That I in the previous question also I told you that the time is very important. Like when I was talking about the fast, the time was very important. The reason each minute we lose the millions of the neurons, the connections, brain cells each minute. So every minute is important from the onset of the symptoms.
Right.
The more the cells will get, the less will be the recovery and the functional disability will be more. So we are insisting more on the time. The time is very important. Everybody has to see that the patient should reach to the proper hospital or the correct hospital in time.
Absolutely, sir. So absolutely. And I think one final question to you is, what is that one message that you would like to tell everybody, who's watching this video?
Very good thing is I tell everybody that you should have a primary prevention of the stroke. That is like avoid unhealthy foods, live active lifestyle, regular exercises, avoid smoking, and have a good control of blood pressures, blood sugars, and the blood lipids. This is the very important for the primary stroke prevention. And the other important thing which I want to tell to the people who are listening and who are watching this thing is, if you get the symptoms, then reach to the hospital where the facility and the skills are available. The timely treatment will prevent the disability as well as the deaths of the stroke survivors. This is very important. If it is less than 4.5 hours, we'll do the IV thrombolysis. If it is more than 4.5 hours, we'll doing the mechanical thrombectomy. And the secondary prevention is also very important. That is, we discuss about the primary prevention. We ask for the treatment, going to the hospital. And third is the secondary prevention. We have to know the mechanism of the stroke. Why this stroke has occurred. In some cases, there will be a narrowing artery. Then we are doing some stenting procedures. And if there is some heart beating or irregular, then we are starting some other medications which will prevent further irregular heartbeats and forming the clots to the brain. This is the message: primary prevention, treatment, and the secondary prevention. This is the message I want to give to the people, and reach to the hospital where the facilities are available.
Absolutely. I think that was a wonderful message, sir. Thank you so much, doctor, for joining us today. And these small things like
thank you.
Yeah, these small things, right? Like junk food, little high cholesterol, and unhealthy eating habits. Generally, they may not seem very big when it's happening. Like when I'm eating it, it may not seem very harmful, but it will actually cost a lot when a stroke happens later. And I think we should prevent that. And I think whatever you said was very, very useful. So thank you so much, sir, for joining us. This is Dr. Mohammad Atiqur Rahman from the Wilson Hospital in Hyderabad. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us. Thank you.